we have to talk about, guys, inevitably the big talking point from the game, which is the Connor Goldson handball. Personally, I'm just kind of at a loss as to why a penalty wasn't given. But did either of you guys see it any differently?
Yeah, I'm the last guy to go down this conspiracy theory route, but I have to say that I've been at games this season, inexplicable decisions that are even given a second look. I'd gone against Celtic, the Tynecastle, Dundee United, the Ross County one at home. I look at these things and think, how can somebody watching the same incident as I'm watching come to a completely different verdict? Inexplicable that wasn't a penalty kick. All it does is fuel the element within the Celtic support and further afield that believe that there is decisions getting made that are a bit iffy. Now, I have to say, other people have made stronger references to that decision. If you isolate the Connor Goldson one, how that wasn't referred to VAR, how John Beaton didn't go and look at that again, it mystifies me. Mm-hmm. It's a flaw.
Well, the reason why
it's a flaw in the individual that's looking at on the monitor, and it's a flaw within VAR that if there's any debate, you go and look at it. It's a stonewall penalty kick.
Well, that's the argument the officials will have, and the reason they'll give is this: that on the day, John Beaton saw the incident and did not deem it to be a penalty kick. In the background, Willie Collum in the VAR bunker has also looked at it and agreed that it's not a penalty kick. So at that point, he doesn't think there's been a clear and obvious error to be redeemed. Therefore, there's no need for John Beaton to go and look at the monitor. That's the reason why it wasn't done, because Willie Collum didn't think there was a case to be answered for a penalty kick. So therefore, he doesn't request Beaton to go and have a look at it. For me, I'm not entirely sure how they can be so sure with that. I know. Listen, we've seen the IFAB rules getting quoted, and that's the reason that we'll be given that there's a reflex action from Goldson. It was pinged at him from very close range. His hands are up in a reflex instant to try and to protect his face. Watching it over and over again, it's turned into this. Now that thing went viral with the dress. It was gold or it was blue or green or something like that. You look at it 10 different ways and think different things. There's a way you look at it, you think, well, his hands are actually pushing away from his face. If you're protecting your face, would you not cover them towards your face? I don't know. It's subjective, and it's completely down to interpretation.
You watch the trajectory. It's almost pushed it over the bar.
I
watched the World Cup as you did, and I'm watching games now week in, week out, where defenders that don't even have a clue where the ball is, if it hits their hand, it's a penalty kick.
The question I would have, if that had been given as a penalty kick, would there have been complaints? Yeah, there would have been complaints. But would it be understood that some people go, well, fair enough? I think yes. If it's been, I think we've seen penalty kicks given that you go, that's a bit of a strange one, but I can see why. And there's always, listen, the rule books is so open to interpretation with handball that you can use any wording you want to justify any decision. Do you know what I mean? The Burnley one against Dundee United, they say, well, he's making his body bigger. He's right in front of the goals, and he's made his body bigger. I mean, albeit the fact the boy tried to twist to hit the ball and his arm flew up in the air behind him. He had no idea the ball was hitting there. But there is a rule book that says, well, it's in front of the goals. It can stop the goal, so an opportunity. It's a penalty. The rule book can be twisted to fit any narrative really you want. And likewise, this decision, I can see why the officials didn't give it. I can understand why people would say, why is it not a penalty when we've seen this kind of thing given all over the world all season?
Disappointing thing is you could have put your watch on, your kettle on for a moment of controversy like that.
He didn't. I mean, John Beaton didn't check the monitor because there wasn't any need to check it because of the way, as I said to you, that Willie Collum said, no, you got it right, no clear and obvious error, got on in the game, right? So that's why that takes that out of the equation. However, I just think for the Collins incident was, I think, more ambiguous than that. I think it might have been wiser for Willie to say, you know what, I don't think it's a penalty kick. You didn't give a penalty kick, but it's a bit of a contentious one. Why don't you come and have another peek at it and have a look? And even if that's not really how VAR's meant to work, which I understand, it might have been aesthetically better in terms of the decision if the man making the final call had another wee look to say, no, I'm right, I'm sticking with it. And I know that's not how VAR's meant to work. It's only meant to work on clear and obvious errors. But that was one of those ones that was so weirdly contentious that it might have been, another look might have been handy.